Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome. I am so happy you're here. This is Creativity and Inspiration, and I'm Lisa. Today is Thursday, and I promised you an extra video this week, and that is what this is. Today we're going to do a mixed media canvas. I'm super excited. I've been doing a lot of art. It's a lot of fun. I do some mixed media. I paint a lot. But anyway, this is your mixed media video. We're going to create a 9x12 canvas. And I specifically picked a 9x12 for a couple of reasons. So what I'm going to start with doing is I'm just going to start with my Mod Podge. And Mod Podge all these different papers to cover the front of my canvas and to wrap around the edge. That's how you start every mixed media piece if you're me. So that's what I'm going to do, and once all the different textures dry, I'll come back and I'll talk to you about why I picked what I did and some of my thoughts on this. I'll see you in just a bit. Okay guys, welcome back. Ooh, you're kind of close. Let me see here. Okay, that's better. So here's our canvas. What I did was I coated it in our base paper, switch for mixed media, just altering anything. It's the same thing. It's book pages, it's graph paper, notebook paper. I used tissue paper because I wanted a bit of a crinkle. And then our top layer, or our images that we're going to highlight, is our sunflower right here and our tree. I'm inferring a tree kind of by the shape. And this is cardboard. This is a HelloFresh card that comes in the box. And this is the cardboard turned upside down so you don't see the ridges. And then, like I said, I used the crinkly part is just some tissue paper. Now, I could have built this way. If I had if I had put this together landscape instead of portrait, I could have actually undone the canvas from the back of the frame and used it as a journal cover. That's why I picked a 9x12. So if you build your image or your scene or your mixed media piece, it doesn't have to be a scene, it can actually be abstract or anything you want. If you build it landscape and then you just undo the staples on the back of your canvas, you could actually turn it into a journal cover. But I did mine portrait, and the reason is I was thinking this could be part of my fall decor. Yes, I know it's still 100 plus degrees outside, but I'm dreaming of fall, y'all. I'm hot. And I thought if I did this way, then I could get an easel and set it in the middle of my table. It's not that big. It's not going to be overpowering. In fact, it would be a nice centerpiece with some other fall decor at lower levels. And I'll show you that when I decorate for fall. I will just give you a sneak peek of that just so you can see it. But this is what we have. Now, what I'm going to do and what I like to do is I'm going to cover it all in white paint. Then I'm going to come back and I'm going to give you the illusion of a tree and a sunflower. And the reason I said illusion is because I'm not just going to paint all these little card pieces green. I'm going to paint the whole, reaching area as green. It's just taking up the whole top of this. This will be brown, and then I'm going to paint in the green stem for our sunflower. Now, the sunflower in the center, that's what makes it a sunflower, right? And if you look at those, they're bumpy. Well, since I'm doing mixed media and I want to add something besides tissue paper and cardboard and paper, I'm going to tape my glue and make little dots in the center of my circle, which is the center of my sunflower. When that dries, I'll paint them that brownish color, dark brown, almost black color, and then my petals will be the yellow, the golden yellow. And then, of course, I'll come back and because I'm just going to do the painting now, and then I'll come back, and what we're going to do is do our texture. Our texture is our stamping all over, and of course then I'm going to add some words like happy fall, or I don't know, whatever I decide I want to add. The mixed media piece, as it's finished, will tell me kind of what words I want to put to it. So let's get to painting, because it's going to be a lot of painting in dry time. Again, because I'm going to do the whole thing white first. That way I just get better colors. If you don't want to do it all white first, you definitely don't have to. That's just using more paint. Totally up to you and what you want to do. Come over here so you can see. I had a big thing of white paint, and I have a big brush because I don't want this part to take a lot of time. In fact, I'm feeling like this is going to be kind of not an abstract, but it's going to give you the illusion of what I want to give you illusion without being too detailed oriented. I don't want to be too detail oriented in this piece. So I'm just going to first paint it all white. And the hardest part's going to be obviously doing the cardboard and all the ridges. And I might let some of the brown from the cardboard show through. There it is, all white. We're going to get it dried real quick. It's dry. Now I'm going to come in with the dots for my sunflower because we're doing mixed media. I want to add as many different textures as I can. I just kind of space them out. You're giving the illusion. Plus, I like the way that the heat gun made it curl up a little bit because sunflowers out in nature are not perfect, which is great. We don't want it to be. Now, I got to be careful and not blow my glue dots around. I think they're dry, but I'm going to be very careful when I paint them just to make sure if they're not dry all the way through that I don't spread them around. Let me get some paints and I will be right back. Now remember, I'm doing this loosely, so it's not going to be perfect painting. It's just going to be give the illusion. You could also use watercolor, would be perfect for loose painting because it runs sometimes, but it's whatever you want to make it. If you want to make it perfect painting, by all means, make it perfect painting. And I tried to choose like a fall green, not a green, like a summer green, because I want it to be a fall decor, and I don't want it to look like it belongs in my summer stuff. And what if you notice I'm doing is I'm painting in petals next to the 3D petals or the mixed media petals as well, because that way you get the illusion of, you know, movement and being thick and alive and you can touch it, but at the same time it's a full flower, because you know sunflowers are very large, very full. And then I want to share something at the end, so be sure you stick around because I have a cool book I want to share with you. Now we'll do the center. I've already deflated a few of them, that's okay. And because I painted the tree truck this brown, I don't want to use the same brown, but that's the only one I have, so I'm going to come in with a little black. But I'm going to use the brush that had the brown paint on it, and that's fine. I'm not going to like dip it back in, so I have blue right here. I'm just going to do the rest of the white blue. That way there's no white showing. You could have done more trees in the background. You could have done more grass at the bottom, whatever you want. I'm just going to do blue everywhere. And again, it's very loose. It's not 100% perfect. I'm not covering every inch of canvas. I'm covering in spots just to give the sky the illusion that it is sky though and not some weird something going on, you know. Now remember, how in depth you go is up to you, what you're going to use it for maybe. If you're going to use it as a journal cover, remember to do it landscape and not portrait. Do your edges, that way it'll just look finished when it's sitting up on your table or like on your journal, whatever you do. Okay, we're done with the painting part. See, mixed media is very simple. Now we're going to dry it. Okay, I'm going to get my stamp and some ink. I'll be right back. Okay guys, so what we're going to do is we're going to use our stencil and we're going to do some brown stenciling just to give it some interest and texture up here. Like that. I'm going to pop some down here in this corner too. And there we go. Now let's add on some stamping. Okay, I'm just stamping up here in the tree. I'm going to stamp down here in the blue. I'm going to stamp on my flower. Remember, you stamp to add texture, so you can stamp anywhere you want to, except probably on the black it's not going to work. Add a little bit more texture. I'm going to add some of my stencil in a different color up in the tree. Let's add a little yellow up in the tree. I didn't get any more paint on my brush. I'm just using what's on there. There we go. Do a little more stamping down here in the blue. I think my ink pad's dry. Have y'all noticed, do these ink pads go dry for y'all pretty fast? They really do for me. No hate, just they go dry fast and I store them all closed up, everything. So there is our mixed media piece. We've done our stamping. You can see the words on there. And we did some stencils. So now we just need to put our saying, our words, whatever we want. So I'm going to get my book. And it's this book with all the words on it. So I'm going to look through here real fast. Okay, I see the one right away. It says life doesn't have to be perfect to be wonderful. It's a sticker, so I'm just going to pull it out. You could cut out words from a magazine if you want to. Whatever you want to do. Then I have to figure out, I'm going to put it up in this top corner. Let's see, how am I going to cut this out? Life doesn't have. So I'm going to put that. Then I'm going to put to be perfect. To be wonderful. And that's the truth, right? I'm going to move it around. And if your paint's wet or whatever, you might have to, like, definitely glue it down, add some tape, whatever. Plus, remember, we did Mod Podge on here, so it might be a little hard to get it on. You can Mod Podge over it if you want. But there we go. And there is our finished mixed media piece. Remember, if I had done this landscape, I could undo the staples on the back and use this as a page in my journal, or I could use it as my journal cover if I wanted to. Mixed media does not just have to be limited to canvas. I mean, you can create it on canvas, but then take the canvas off the frame. It's real easy. They're just stapled on. And use it, like I said, as a journal cover, as a pillow cover, as anything that you can imagine you can use it as. And guys, before we go, I wanted to show you, this is another one I did, another sunflower, a few years ago, and I used green raffia for the stem on this one. This, of course, is our book pages painted, and the petals this time are pieces of fabric. Guys, before we go, I wanted to share something exciting with you. I've done 2 books. I've written 2 books. They're available on Amazon, and this one is Creative Healing. It's a fun book. You can write in it, you can draw in it, whatever you want, and it's for people with chronic illnesses. And chronic illnesses can be anything from, like, I have CRPS, but it doesn't have to be like rare like that. It can be fibromyalgia, it can be high blood pressure, it can be anxiety, it can be diabetes, any chronic illness that stresses somebody out, right? So I have this book available on Amazon, and I'll put the links down below for you. And I also have this new one, which is For the Caregiver, You Are Worth It. It's a journal. It's actually a journal with just a little bit of reading at the back. It is an 8.5 by 11. I wanted it big because I'm in a group with stroke survivor spouses, and most of them are older wives, so they like big. So I did one big version. I'm also working on a smaller version, but this is a great journal for caregivers specifically. It also has a little bit of information and writing at the back. Be sure and check this out if you know somebody that's a caregiver, and it can be a caregiver that works for any type of assisted living, long-term care like nursing homes, memory care places, or it can be somebody that cares for somebody at home, either from old age or from strokes like my husband. If you are a caregiver, you are under an exceedingly a lot of stress. You're under a lot of stress. And so this book is for you. This book would also be good for the caregiver as well. And like I said, they're both on Amazon. This one's $9.99. This one's $10. And they're both linked below. So guys, I hope you liked this extra video this week. If you did, be sure and give it a thumbs up. Also, if you haven't yet, I know there's a bunch of you out there. If you haven't hit that subscribe button and that little bell, please do so. It would be amazing to reach 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. And it would just really help me. So I would super, super appreciate it. Thanks guys. Take care, and I will see you next. Thanks guys. Take care, and I will see you on Saturday. Bye.